Let's execute a small MapReduce code and see how the execution happens within the cluster. As a part of every Hadoop release, we do have a sample code, that is the word frequency count, as well as a number of other examples available. So this is the location where we do have the source code of the MapReduce, where I do have an example called wordCount.java. Here I'll be having three pieces of code, that is the map code, reduce code, and the driver. In the driver, I'll be configuring what should be the type of input class, or what should be the type of input file from where it has to get the input. All the configurations will be defined within the driver, and within the mapper, for every record that it is going to get, it will be broken into pieces based on the space as the delimiter. And for each and every word, it will be adding the word as the key and 1 as a value. And sort and shuffle, internally it happens by default. By default, the logic is same for the sort and shuffle, where it is going to consolidate all the value corresponding to the same key. And the reduce will be getting the key and a collection of values. And that is, all the values corresponding to the same key will be provided to the reduce, where I am going to do the sum of all the values. So this is a very good example to understand how the MapReduce logic going to work. For this, I am going to have an input file from the HDFS, and the output will be routed to a location within the HDFS. And how I am going to execute this particular Java file? Generally in the Java world, we will have the process of, I may have a number of Java files. I'll be compiling them. Generally in any Java project, what we will do, we will have a number of Java files. I'll be compiling it. That's going to provide me the class file. We call that as a bytecode instruction. I may have a number of class file. Whenever I wanted to deliver the class file, I cannot deliver all the class files as individual files. So what I'll be doing, I'll be packaging them all together, and I'll make it as a single jar file. This is what we call it as a jar file or Java archive, where I can use this particular jar file to provide to anyone as a logic or as a program. And for this, we will be using some tools and utilities called build tools and utilities. There are n number of build tools and utilities available. Few of the examples for the build tool are Marvin and Gradle, and that's going to get me a jar file. And this is the jar file that is already available as a part of every Hadoop installation. I am going to use that specific jar file. Within this cluster installation, I do have the jar file in this specific location, Hadoop MapReduce, the examples.jar. This jar file has all the classes built. All these classes have been built, and that is provided as a single jar file. Let me go ahead and execute this specific jar file. I'm going to use the command called Hadoop jar. It's going to ask me what is the jar file that I wanted to execute. Hadoop jar, and then the path. So within the jar file, I want to execute the program called word count. And what is the input location within the HDFS? I will provide an input location. The input file is readme.txt within the root location of HDFS. The output should get stored in this specific location within the HDFS. The job would get submitted, and that will continue to run. We can see the status of the job from this particular URL. So job is running, and once it is done, I should be in a position to see the output. Yes, it is succeeded, and it's going to give the information on how many records it read, how many records it wrote as an output, how many map tasks got executed, how many reduce tasks got executed. And we can check the output in this specific location, whether we do have the output or not. That is available as a part of the URL. I can browse the HDFS. Over here, I do have the output. This is a flag file saying this job or this particular folder is holding the output of successfully executed job. Here I should be in a position to see each and every word how many times appeared. So this is a good example on how to execute a MapReduce job and how the execution happens.